That transmission line is a super highway for generated electricity and power. They could not even make a down payment for a roasted corn for that electricity.
South Africa, the second biggest economy, 60 million people, generates about 40 to 50,000. And South Africa in the past 3 months have declared emergency in power. So somebody who is 60 million, generating about over 40,000, declared emergency. What do you think somebody with 2 million people generating 5 to 6,000 will do? War. I'm going to declare war on power.
Viewers and subscribers, you're welcome back again. This is BVI Channel 1 and we are live on Matters Arising. It's my pleasure to have you guys back again on this program as we continue on the awareness campaign. And what is happening today? As we speak, there is total darkness in Nigeria. As you all have heard, or some of you know, that the national grid have collapsed. This is the 4th time within a month and the 10th time this year. Peter Obi, in the previous time, during the 2023 general election, spoke so much about power, spoke so much about electricity and its impact in economic growth. The people in power today made a jest of it for going to Egypt to learn how they get their power up and running. Today, these people in power are powerless to provide power to Nigerian people. So, quickly, let me bring you and refresh your mind what Peter Obi said in 2023. I'll be right back.
In terms of economy, continent, 5 to 6,000. That's been 5 to 6,000. Sorry. And South Africa, the second biggest economy, 60 million people, generates about 40 to 50,000. And South Africa in the past 3 months have declared emergency in power. And said it up to 100 megawatts without license. So somebody who is 60 million, generating about over 40,000, declared emergency. What do you think somebody with 2 million people generating 5 to 6,000 will do? War. I'm going to declare war on power and I'll solve it. Anybody who stands on the way, so be it.
That was Peter Obi back in 2023. And you know, say, truth, know the old. Now, over to Tinubu, the man in Aso Rock. When he wanted to make a commentary about how he's going to provide power to Nigerians, in case you've forgotten, let me refresh your mind once again. The Bola Blue, he said. Take a look.
That transmission line is a super highway for generated electricity and power. They could not even make a down payment for a roasted corn for that electricity.
That is it. The Bola Blue. Town hall, different. Honestly, this is really funny, but seriously, it's not a joke. and Nigerian people are receiving it woto. We are live once again on Matters Arising, and what we just brought to you is exactly the talk of the town. Talking about electricity, power outage, or living in darkness in Nigeria is one of the biggest setback for Nigerians and for Nigeria economic growth. There is no country that powers their economy with power generator. I've been saying that it is not a science, it's not a rocket science for Nigeria to have 24 hours electricity. Tell me why Nigeria will still be in darkness and yet providing electricity for other countries, surrounding countries, exporting electricity, whereas your own people are living in darkness. The other time I saw people who are now charging phone on the street lights. They go and connect their sockets and extension on the street light and use it to charge their phone up north, many of them. You will put light on the street while homes are in darkness. Nigerians are paying more to live in darkness. The other time, I think during the time of Nebo as the Minister of Power, he said this issue of power have gone beyond the ordinarily, that it is now a spiritual thing. There are forces, he called them principalities and powers, holding the power of Nigeria down. But I tell you, the man was just simply exaggerating. Because I know that those principalities and powers and demons holding Nigerian power and electricity down are not spiritual. It is man-made. So, that is it. Calls are already coming in. Let us quickly take the call because we have nothing to waste time for. Hello, good evening. Hello?
Hello?
Good evening. You're welcome to the program. This is BVI Channel 1 and we are Matters Arising. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, good. I'm just watching your show. I just wanted to say shout out to you to say hello. Welcome to your live broadcast.
Thank you.
Okay.
So,
Nigeria.
Nobody should ask how is Nigeria. Nigeria had to go call. Nigeria had become what it is. And we're talking about the power outage.
Yes.
Making reference with what P2B said back in 2023 about how he's going to handle power. That he's going to declare war on power.
Yes.
Knowing the importance of it. But the Bola Blues in power today, what they said, the town hall that is different, that could not fry corn, as he said it. No, nobody could understand where this man is heading to. Now, what do you think is holding power down in Nigeria? Because our one-time minister said that it is spiritual. Do you agree with that? What's your opinion? What do you think? Is it a mirage that Nigeria is still in darkness?
Spiritual. I think there's nothing like spiritual.
There's
nothing like spiritual. What the government needs to do is just provide power for the country. Period.
But it seems impossible. The thing seems impossible for them. Over the years, billions of naira have been invested, and to the point of even commercializing it, to the point of even total privatization of it. Yet, Nigerian people are still living in darkness. There's no change.
They just lack the will to do it. They don't want that to happen. It's just lack of will. I mean, they can do this thing. There's just punishment on their people. That's it. That's it.
I agree with you because there is no reason why Nigeria should be living in darkness.
Excuse.
We have in Nigeria today, we have crude oil. Through the process of crude oil, the gas flare can be converted into energy. We have natural gas. We are heated every day. We are being fried like beans by sun every day, which can be converted into solar. We have hydro energy. Everything in abundance. Yet Nigeria is still living in darkness. Is it those people who are importing generators? Are they the ones bribing the government not to give us power so that their market will continue? Because looking at all of these things, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Okay, now let us, sorry, I didn't ask of your name and where you're calling from because
I'm calling from Yeah, I'm calling from Chicago.
Good. You people have finished your elections, I think today, and the result. But that is not what we are talking about. We are dealing with our own problem back home.
Yes. Yes.
Now, in Nigeria, like I said, when they say we couldn't produce enough petroleum, high demand of petroleum, I tell people that Nigerian people consume more petroleum on powering their generators, to fuel their generator for their businesses and for their homes. So majority of the percentage of consumption of fuel, petroleum products in Nigeria is being consumed by power generators. That's to use it to power generator. Majority. Because not everybody in Nigeria has car or vehicle to run petroleum on. But virtually, hardly will you see any home or any individual that do not have power generator because of the condition of electricity in Nigeria. Everybody has it. You have one in nobody has one. You have two. Like in my office now, we have two out there. If this one fails, you switch to the other one. Many businesses, even at home, you have the one you use to power your AC. You have the one you use for your visitor. You have the one you use to sleep. In a compound, you have more than... Even power distribution companies have generator. Including Ministry of Power is being powered by generator in Nigeria.
By generator. Oh my God.
That is how terrible things have become.
Yes.
And there is no end in sight or hope in sight.
Nothing. But the government said there's the light at the end of the tunnel.
Which light? Which light is at the end of the tunnel? Are we even heading towards the end of the tunnel? Or we are going back to the pit? No, that is the situation. And many people don't seem to understand this.
This is very sad.
Seriously. It's a hopeless situation. It's a hopeless situation. But we'll continue this awareness. Why we are doing this thing is to create more awareness. But unfortunately, many Nigerians are still pursuing frivolities. Many Nigerians are still pursuing things that do not matter or add value to their lives. That is the problem with many Nigerians. They do I don't care. On this platform, apart from tribalism, they pursue frivolities, things that do not add value to their lives. They pursue much of it. Yes, it's good to have entertainment and all of that. It's a wonderful industry in Nigeria that has made waves and ways for young people who have no hope of survival. Okay? But now, making a jest of everything, if Nigerians are to be angry with the Nigerian government, with the way things are, things will be fixed. If Nigerians engage their energy to good governance, the way they engage, or even 10% just give good governance, advocacy, and agitation, 10% of your energy you are giving on social media and other things, Nigeria will change overnight. Everybody's behaving like that. You don't get job is because of electricity. Many companies are, many companies are folding. Exactly. Many companies are folding up and the rest of them. My brother, you have to hold on. You called me on WhatsApp. Let me take, just hold on. Let me take this caller. Hello, good evening. Hello? Good evening. Your name and where you are calling from. Can you tune down the volume of where you are watching from, please? All right. It seems that today is for the Americans. Welcome. All right. Now, we are talking about power outage in Nigeria. Quickly, give us your own submission because we have somebody waiting on the other line.
I'm a big neighbor, and we didn't get them now. We didn't enjoy Nigeria, but we enjoy Nigeria all the way.
Yeah, my brother, can you use, sorry, my brother, hello? Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Please, this program is not an Igbo program, and we don't have interpreter here for now. Can you help us with that because we have global audience and we're talking to everyone?
Okay. Okay. No, what I'm trying to say is that Tinubu will never, with the composition of the leadership we have in Nigeria, as a matter of fact, Nigeria, the way it is right now, Tinubu will never ever smell after work. Because they are all, they can never allow him to come in. They will never.
So tribalism will still play a key role. So tribalism will still play a key role.
It will play a very major, not even tribalism. Corruption is so embedded from the president to the last man. I can't describe the kind of corruption we have in Nigeria. Most of us is outside the country and simple. You want to complain. I even complain to establish business. You didn't really want to collapse. My own blood brother collapsed the business. So corruption is so bad. When do people start? When the trouble starts? He is the only one man in the wilderness. And he cannot do anything. 98% of Nigerians are corrupt. Corrupt, that's a big time. So it's not possible. Whenever the youth starts to scratch the surface in Nigeria, it's not done yet. When you kill the person, Nigeria is, I don't know, it's an unlike India. Nigeria, thank you so much for this wisdom. I've been telling you all along this. If you do, I don't know. You should stay right. Because if you die today with children, if you die because of Nigeria problem, you shouldn't family will suffer it.
All right.
You know, that man is too much to be a Nigerian.
It's too good to be a Nigerian. You said the man is too good to be a Nigerian.
Yes. I was part of the people that enjoyed Nigeria. Our new ticket is that they were 25 ever. Coca-Cola was 10 and we have from primary school, if you read primary school, 86, your salary is declared 50 naira. If you read secondary school, it was 50 naira. You know, we enjoyed Nigeria. How never go there. They want to take up the power. They decided to go off. They were announced on the radio and TV.
In Nigeria. In this Nigeria.
In the ECA, in the State Commission of Nigeria. So why change the name? That's in the name. We have water from government in each house in Nigeria. 4 hydrants. Each shift. From Lagos to Abuja to the north. During my youth service, I traveled from Enugu to Sokoto. I used to come in the evening. By morning, 6 in the morning, I'm in Sokoto. Nobody disturbs you. But you cannot try it even in the afternoon. It's so horrible.
Nigeria.
I will still come back to Nigeria. I'm home. Nigeria is my home. Everybody will drive away from Nigeria. I'm from my family to Nigeria. We cannot run away from these people. Cannot live here for them.
It's a terrible thing.
You know?
It's a terrible thing, my brother. Thank you very much.
Even therefore looking for nobody because they know the resources, they know what they can do. They know what they can do. Look at nothing. They want the president wants us to be driving a electric vehicle. The no control was given to supply to the government. It's horrible. It's so bad. Corruption is so bad. I feel like crying honestly.
My brother, you have said it all.
Okay,
thank you very much. Thank you for joining the program. All right, that is it. Don't forget that we are still live, and the numbers to call is +234 810 4545 533. And you can also drop your comment on the comment section. We are also streaming live on all our social media platforms. On Instagram, we are there. Please make due to follow us there so that we can engage with more people, share it to people so that the awareness will be, everywhere. We are on Facebook as well. And we are trying to open up on TikTok. All right. But we are being restrained at the moment because we are yet to get up to 1,000 minimum requirement in terms of followers to be able to go live. Because what we needed to do is to expand this message to everywhere active Nigerians are, especially the younger ones. From our threshold and our back ends, we realize that bulk of the people who are following and receiving our message are above 40s. The most active generation of Nigerians are busy elsewhere on the TikTok and in the entertainment. This message needs to get to them because they will be the biggest victim of what Nigeria is turning into today. Because after how many years do you think I have lived half of my life by God's grace? Or that, by God's special grace. If God is so benevolent to me, I've just in my mid-age. So, what becomes of the younger generation? It's only God that will save them by themselves. I will just say it like every other person, although I don't believe in that. It is them that will save themselves. I mean the younger generation of Nigerians. But with their mentality, it's only God that will help them realize where they are heading to. So, in order to help us to extend this message, follow us on our TikTok. All right? So that we get up to that 1,000 followers and we'll open up our live streaming there. And also on our Instagram as well. We'll be opening up also on Twitter. We are on Twitter, but we're not streaming live there. So all of those things will come up anytime soon. But meanwhile, we are live on our Facebook channel, our Facebook platform, and our YouTube channels. And on our YouTube channels, we have our YouTube backup channel, which is BVI Channel 1. You can search for it and make sure you subscribe there. Makada Mama. You want to go? Because in the past, at some point, we lost this channel, but thank God we recovered it. And during that period, a lot of people could not connect with us. So that's why we set up that backup channel so that you don't miss anything any day. We keep this community alive and keep them growing until we unite the governance. And that is what we're talking about today. Let us quickly go back and refresh our mind on what we are discussing today. The P2B's position about power outage, followed by Tinubu's own opinion in response to power. I'll be right back. Don't go away.
In terms of economy, continent,
5 to 6,000.
5 to 6,000. That's been 5 to 6,000. Sorry. And South Africa, the second biggest economy, 60 million people, generates about 40 to 50,000. And South Africa, in the past 3 months, have declared emergency in power and said anybody can generate up to 100 megawatts without license. So somebody who is 60 million, generating about over 40,000, declared emergency. What do you think somebody with 2 million people generating 5 to 6,000 will do? War. I'm going to declare war on power and I'll solve it. Anybody who stands on the way, so be it.
The transmission line is a super highway for generated electricity and power. They could not even make a down payment for a roasted corn for that electricity.
That is it, my people. And you've seen that is where we are coming from. And I'll keep telling you that there will not be meaningful growth in Nigeria without electricity, which all of you know. But as you can see, the man that have successfully hijacked the ship of Nigeria in Aso Rock is heading nowhere with the Bala Blue. You heard him. P2B was very clear on that. But we are not here to discuss P2B's opinion. We are here to face the fact because we are the receiving end. P2B is a made man. He had made everything he could afford to power himself with generator all through the years of his life because he's a made man. He can afford it. But can you afford it? Because the industries are dying every day. Businesses are dying every day because of electricity. They're living in darkness. And when you have that electricity, it is extremely expensive. Should that be? The people you call politicians in Nigeria have hijacked every sector of the economy to themselves. Check it. Petroleum, they are there. Power, they are there. Just name it. Solid mineral exploration, they are there. The ordinary man is at their mercy. Things that are very crucial, in as much as I agree that government is so stupid everywhere in the world to manage public utilities to a large extent. That's why many adopt commercialization. And government plays a role of more of regulatory. They regulate the activities of capitalists to make sure they don't exploit the ordinary people. But in the case of Nigeria, where the capitalists are equal to the politicians, that is where Nigerians don't know they are in a big problem. Very big one. The Nigerian system has been hijacked, and many people don't realize this. Check it. Some time ago, I wish I would have brought the video here on this program. You will see, and many of you have seen it, when we went to the Aba Power, headed by Batin Naji, the geometric power plant. The man shared a lot of frustration he has to go through to get that thing up and running. Even up to today, he's still facing through bottleneck, suffocating, strangulating policies, mitigating against his being able to give 24 hours electricity. It is not a rocket science. We have natural gas in Nigeria. Natural gas plenty, baffle, nyafu. In Anambra State here, the natural gas in Nigeria can power half of Africa 24 hours 7, no blinking. But these guys are selling these things off. These guys are exploring these things and selling them off through the back door. Even the little one they will have to give to create or generate electricity here, capitalists have hijacked it, and government is doing nothing to regulate and protect Nigerians who are the consumers. Every day we hear national grid collapse. Every day we hear national grid collapse. Why is it collapsing? What is collapsing it? Perhaps it doesn't have any foundation at all. That's why it keeps collapsing every day. Every day they collapse. If it is their own personal business, will it collapse? No is the answer. So, my dear, we are really in for a town hall that is different from Bala Blue. And that is where we are at the moment in Nigeria. The numbers to call remain +2348104545533 to join this live interactive section. This is BVI Channel 1. You're welcome live on Matters Horizon. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Happens in the headline, the Secretary will declare war on power. Can I understand the power in declaring war on?
Electricity. We are living in darkness.
So, is it power, declaring war on power in Nigeria?
Yes, that is what. Did you actually watch the video? That's why we normally replay some of those videos so that those who joined will be able to understand where we're coming from.
I was on the road. And I saw the topic.
All right, let me just give you a quick rundown. P2B during the 2023 election visited Egypt. Studied how and why they are having 24 hours electricity and promised to replicate that in Nigeria. And when he went to Chatham House, he said he's going to declare war on power if he becomes president. If he becomes president. While Tinubu, in the other hand, was preaching Balablu, telling the people in reaction to power that cannot roast coin and all of those rubbish. So now, you know the importance of power. You know the importance of electricity to economic growth. And following the fact that Nigeria is in a serious quagmire, in a serious problem when it comes to economy or economic growth. And every day we are hearing power grid, national grid collapse. This is the 10th time it is collapsing this year, and 4 times in a month. National grid collapsing. So we are looking at the impact so that the people will understand the impact this is having on their daily lives, their economic life, and even their personal lives. So what is your take on it? Is it that Nigeria having 24 hours electricity is impossible? Or do you think it is a man-made, and by who, and how can it be corrected? That is what we are doing here.
All right. Thank you for that topic. As far as I'm concerned, if the Nigerian people, Nigeria like to hold somebody block us, tell us they make it no cry.
I agree with you.
And they will say, make it a eat. My take on this is that if anybody say they want to do something good in Nigeria, now how they look let them work, now they need to mind. This thing started from having professors rigging elections for towns. And then the same professor will go to university, call the that student with the cheap for
exam malpractice
for school. So my own advice to Peter Obi, if really Peter Obi want to do something for Nigeria, is that he should look for those people who have the energy and the finances that want to go into power and educate them. Those people that are ready to bring power to the Nigerian system. Because since they don't allow us to go for now, you can speak to people who want to go into power and give them that meeting. If the governments are invested, if you need to do somewhere, you think educate the people who will be able to bring this project to start from it. If you want to start in a region, let it speak to the people. Because it's a servicing business, it can do it by speaking to people that are infected. Maybe when Nigeria at least thought kind of development going on, maybe they will allow him to do it. When they see the development already going on, in a certain place from a certain place that will do it correctly. Because the Nigerian system, sometimes you will think you understand it. But maybe they will tell you, say, 2 plus 2 is 4, or I will agree. When you reach back now, if they say now 40, you tell me, say not be 2 plus 2. We know they tell lie, okay, we dey carry lie to tell. And now the innocent people now in the dark. Can you imagine over 100,000 people have been killed by Boko Haram in Nigeria, and nobody hears about this news anywhere in the world? Over 100,000 people in Buhari regime have been killed in Nigeria, our Nigeria. And we can never hear it in anywhere on the news, in the mainstream media, everywhere in the world. So these are the things, because they are paying people to pass those news. So for me, if I want to contribute to this system, I will advise Obi to look for people who are ready to bring power, because power is everything. If electricity comes to Nigeria, there will be the youth will minimize all these their evil they are doing. And because there is no light everywhere, it makes the evil they are doing become so rampant, because you can't see people that are coming to attack the people. So this is why the Fulani herdsmen are doing all the damages they are doing, because there is no light in the country. Everywhere is dark.
And they keep on taxing people to the fullest. The no way saying build Lagos, it not scatter Nigeria. Now build with that. That's my own contribution. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, my brother. God bless you. I want to let you know that it's not Peter Obi that is going to do that now, because he has no power to effect that change as an individual, as an ordinary Nigerian. You need to be in power to declare war on power. You must understand that. If sincerely, because it's a political will, are the people in power politically willing to do the needful? Because it is man-made. I said it. The people that have hijacked the soul of the society, the economic sectors that determines life, especially power. Power is the engine room of any economic and social life. Power determines growth. Power is life. Without power, everything will be grounded. Imagine having power outage in the US. Within an hour, they will be counting laws, both loss of lives and loss of businesses and crash of the economy. In hours, anywhere in the world, except in Nigeria, we are still living in darkness, like in the primitive era. But unfortunately, Nigerians do not understand the impact this is having on them economically, socially, and otherwise. We are still live on the broadcast. This is BVI Channel 1 on Matters Arising. You can call and be part of this program or make your contributions through +2348104545533. That is the number right here. You can use the number to call us. It is on live on WhatsApp. You can also call us direct call. We'll be here to take your call. And in case you're joining us just now, we are talking about power outage. This is the 10th time it is happening this year. The whole country being put into darkness because there is power grid or national grid failure. Why is that happening? Why are Nigerians continuously and perpetually living in darkness and paying more? What is even the mirage or the mystery behind the darkness in Nigeria that makes it impossible for Nigerian people to enjoy 24 hours electricity? Whereas Ghana here, I will not say common Ghana here, Ghana here, as little as they are enjoying it. Even Cameroon. Tell me any African country that is not enjoying stable, reliable electricity like Nigeria. Very, very unstable electricity. You cannot trust it for anything. So all of us have resigned our fate to the wastage of a nation or a country, because Nigeria is a country, not a nation. It's very, very unheard of. When I had it, if I tell you how much we are spending on power generators, any day there is power outage, people are losing money. Even in this hard time, the least Tinubu could do is to guarantee steady electricity. With the level of amount of money people are buying fuel today, who lifted it from 200 in less than a year to over 1,000 naira. In a year, within a year in office. The man never do 2 years in office. So the man never day for office 2 years. Nigerians are paying through their nose to live, to survive. Because no, we are not living here, we are just surviving. People are going through hell to survive in Nigeria. The least the Tinubu could do is to provide stable electricity. We are no longer talking about affordable one, because that one, forget about it. Because now them have hijacked it. Who will regulate the government? Even as much as the government is saying, paying lip service to the fact that, hey, we are reforming electricity regulation and the rest of them, we are handing over to states that could manage their own regulation. Let the state now regulate power distribution and the rest of them. What about generation? It is what you generate, the electricity you generate, that is what the distribution companies can distribute. and at what price. For instance, in Anambra State, we have a lot of natural gas. The same applies to many places. And natural gas we have in Nigeria today is enough to power half of the entire African nation. And yet we are living in darkness. Something that is right here with us. We can't access it. And they are selling this gas. I can tell you this gas is being explored and exported, whereas we are living in darkness. We would point at Niger. Niger has uranium. France is exploiting them, taking them to America, taking them to France and the rest of them to power their electricity and the rest of them. While Niger is living in darkness, what is the difference with what is happening in Nigeria with respect to power generation? Our natural gas and resources. That's what we're talking about. And that's why Peter Obi, when he said that, he was not missing word to say that he's going to declare war. And when you say war, you can understand the people that he's going to battle. Corrupt politicians and their collaborators, the capitalists. Only you are a capitalist or a politician. Tomorrow they are capitalists. Next tomorrow they are politicians. They do this trade by barter for themselves, approve contracts for themselves, give themselves license to operate, and exploit Nigerians without regulation. And Nigerians are at their mercy. So this is part of the war Peter Obi said he's going to declare on them. Do you believe him? What is your own take on it? Will you remain silent? How do you think Nigerian people will ever come out from this situation that we have found ourselves into? You can call us to make your opinion known, whereas we are going to take your call from the comment section. We are also going to read out your opinion. Nobody's opinion is going to be left out. So if you want to join us or make a contribution, make use of the numbers on the screen right here, +234 8104545 533. Or you drop your comment on the comment section. Don't forget, we are live on Facebook, Instagram, and also on our backup YouTube channel, BVI Channel 1 Plus. So wherever you're watching from, thank you for watching. If you've not subscribed or followed, please subscribe and follow, especially on other social media platforms that we are trying to expand this awareness campaign to, like TikTok, like Instagram, even on Twitter. We are all there, but we are being restrained because we don't have enough followership there. So if you give us your followership there, you will help us open up this live stream to majority of our young people on TikTok, especially, to be getting this awareness. If you are crying for lack of jobs, insecurity, just name it, everything attributed to bad governance, all of them are rooted to power outage, darkness, electricity fallout, and irresponsible government to address these things. So if you want a solution, be part of this campaign on this platform through GGM, Good Governance Ministry, where we unite the people for good governance. Make this place a home and a place to be. And I tell you, your efforts will not be in vain. That click of a share will not be in vain, because it is hitting target and opening up the eyes and consciousness of Nigerians to understand the mess we are into. So, in case you're just joining us, let me quickly refresh your mind on the video of today, which we are reviewing on Matters Arising. I'll be right back. Don't go away.
In terms of economy in the continent,
5 to 6,000.
5 to 6,000. That's been 5 to 6,000. Sorry. And South Africa, the second biggest economy, 60 million people, generates about 40 to 50,000. And South Africa, in the past 3 months, have declared emergency in power and said anybody can generate up to 100 megawatts without license. So somebody who is 60 million, generating about over 40,000, declared emergency. What do you think somebody with 2 million people generating 5 to 6,000 will do? War. I'm going to declare war on power, and I'll solve it. Anybody who stands on the way, so So be it.
That transmission line is a super highway for generated electricity and power. They could not even make a down payment for a roasted corn for that electricity.
That is it. That is what we are talking about. Electricity and power outage. The importance and why everyone must declare a state of emergency against the government because of this power outage every time. 10th time in a year and 4 times within 1 month, the national grid is collapsing. Why? If not the wickedness and the irresponsibility of government. That's why all of these are happening. Only in Nigeria you'll be hearing all this kind of story. Only in Nigeria. Only in Nigeria you'll be hearing this nonsense. Only in Nigeria. To be honest with you, it's a terrible thing. To be honest with you, it's a terrible thing. Where are we going to start from? Where are we going to stop? Let me quickly take some of the commentaries, beginning with our YouTube channel. Let us see what the people are saying there, and we'll also go over to the Facebook to get people's opinion. We also acknowledge people who are watching. We encourage you to always be here with us every evening from 6. We are live to give you a voice. We have Sonny Bobo. That's the first comment. The comment coming from him. Franklin C. wants to say, can someone please help me tell P2B what is the meaning of Naira? Never allow Igbo rule again in 1973. It's quite different from what we are talking about. I know you are reacting to the fact that P2B wants to be president. And that is very, very sentimental, quite emotional. I understand it from that point of view. But today, Nigerians, they don't know, they have understood that poverty and hunger do not know where you are coming from, whether you are Igbo, Hausa, or Yoruba. Everyone is receiving it hot, hot. It doesn't matter what your religious affiliations are, whether you're a Christian, Muslim, or traditional worshiper. Everybody is receiving it hot, hot. There is no place in Nigeria life is better than the other. I'm telling you, everybody is receiving it hot, hot. But it depends on the threshold of the people. Like the Emilocons, you know those ones. Their threshold to resist their threshold to resist hunger is very low. So that's why you see them crying every day because of bad governance. All right. So Franklin Wosi, we acknowledge your comments, but I can tell you it's not a waste of time. All right. Ugochukwu Emmanuel said, I can see that P2B is running presidential madness. He really needs medical attention. I think the young man that is making the comment, honestly, you are far from reality of the time you are living in. And I guess some of you, many of you, some of you are actually speaking from outside Nigeria. You are not faced directly with the problem at hand. Because if you are in Nigeria and you are going through this and you are talking like this, I wonder where you're so. And this is the mentality that will continue to keep Nigerian people down and as slaves in Nigeria. Without exception, though, it's not about I'm a Biafran, I'm Oduduwa, Nigeria has failed, blah, blah, blah. We all know all that. We all know that Nigeria is a big and monumental failure because it is an institutional thing. Because the people who have hijacked the running of Nigerians are criminal-minded people. Criminal-minded people. I know the frustration P2B is going through or had gone through, and the people most likely, in fact, the people is the people who are going more, the people are the ones going through more of the frustration than even P2B. P2B is just one man who has conquered poverty. Let me just use that word. The man has conquered poverty. So it's not about him. It is about you, who will not be able to give your family 3 square meal, as they call it, or take them to a school that can really impact knowledge, or take care of your medical bills, because all of these things are hitting the rooftop. How many persons can afford it? If you like a cry, if you like lament, if you like on social media now, it will not change anything, and that is the truth. What we are trying to do here is to change the mentality and attitude of our people, and also the attitude of Nigerians. If you are called Nigerian, whether you are a Biafran as an indigenous person in Nigeria, whether you are Duduwa as an indigenous person in Nigeria, whether you are Arewa or any ethnic nationality in Nigeria, as long as you are a Nigerian, Nigeria is happening to you as we speak. Lamenting, being sectional, will never change anything. We must address this thing head on. The truth of the matter is that Nigerians are in chains, are in bondage. Nothing will ever work. The situation will not improve. Things will continue to get worse with Nigeria today as it is, and with the mentality of Nigerians. Because ultimately, it is even the Nigerian people that facilitates these criminals into power. They use them during election to rig election, to carry ballot box, to rewrite election result, to change result at the IRF, to carry files for them in court, and their judge declaring nonsense. We are no longer talking about INEC, those of them working for them, and the uniformed men that are carrying guns to make sure they intimidate voters and suppress votes. All of them are ordinary people, suffering Nigerians who could not take care of their daily needs, whom their salaries cannot take them home, much more taking care of their families. That is the situation we find ourselves. You can always keep calling. We'll be taking your numbers or your calls as it comes in. And once our time is up, we will come back tomorrow, because every evening we are live on Matters Horizon. And also on Fridays, we take on GGM Hour, Good Governance Ministry, where we unite the people for good governance. And everything we are discussing boils down on it. Everything we are talking about boils down on it. So that's what we are discussing tonight. The power outage, P2B's position with respect to how he's going to tackle power if he becomes president, and people are tackling him, saying that he is only daydreaming. Well, I just hope Nigerians will wake up from their own dream and gullibility. It's not about P2B, it's about you who cannot afford to survive in Nigeria. So let us go back again on that video, because we keep breaking it up and also bringing it to you for those of you who are just joining us, so that you will be abreast with what we're talking about. I'll be right back. Don't go away.
In terms of economy, continent,
5 to 6,000.
5 to 6,000. That's been 5 to 6,000. Sorry. And South Africa, the second biggest economy, 60 million people, generates about 40 to 50,000. And South Africa, in the past 3 months, have declared emergency in power and said anybody can generate up to 100 megawatts without license. So somebody who is 60 million, generating about over 40,000, declared emergency. What do you think somebody with 2 million people generating 5 to 6,000 will do? War. I'm going to declare war on power, and I'll solve it. Anybody who stands on the way, so be it.
The transmission line is a super highway for generated electricity and power. They could not even make a down payment for a roasted corn for that electricity.
That is it. And I believe as we are drawing to the end of the program, please be rest assured that we'll continue bringing you these programs to sensitize the people with respect to what is happening in Nigeria on matters arising. And it's an opportunity for you to have an interaction with this platform and the rest of the world, where we give the people a voice, where we take on the people's opinion and also form an opinion that will better the lives of the people. We cannot conclude without providing solution to the situation. Like I said, having 24 hours electricity is not a rocket science in Nigeria, because we have everything to give Nigeria 24 hours electricity. That you are living in darkness and paying so much for it in Nigeria is a man-made. It's not a spiritual thing. The principalities and powers and the demons you are casting and binding in church, they are in government houses, making your lives miserable. It is not that innocent old woman in your village, your uncle, your auntie, your relative, who could not help you. They are not your problem. Your problem are those in power taking decisions and have taken and mortgaged your future. And you continue suffering. Here on this platform, we say this truth the way it is, without missing word. And we create this awareness and admonish people to join us by sharing and extending this message to everyone on your platforms, on your groups, on your WhatsApp, on your contact, everywhere. So that Nigerians will realize, because your salvation can only begin with self-realization. Nobody is coming to save you. Nigerians, you are under spell. The spell of demonic forces who are in government houses, who will always come every 4 years to give you palliatives, to share peanuts to you, to buy your vote. And at the end of the day, they will recycle themselves back into power to make your lives miserable. That is what the Igbos will say, Onyinye Ekwensu, Wetisi, Werishi. But this time, they are not even giving it head to head. They give you nothing in exchange for your life, in exchange for your future, for your destiny, and not just for your own, but for your children yet unborn. Without electricity, forget about growth. Because without electricity, companies are closing, businesses are collapsing, people are becoming jobless, families are rendered devastated, children are going to bed hungry just because of power. You don't know the importance of it? And I can tell you, all your effort, check it, your expenses every day is either you spend it on electricity or by buying fuel to fuel your generator in order to power your business or whatever thing you're doing. You need electricity. And when you are powering it with generator, where is your gain? You come back with nothing. And you blame one innocent person in the village as though you are not making progress. It's not like you are not making progress. It's because of bad governance. The people who are supposed to protect your interests are your real predators. They are the ones preying on you and taking everything from you. Let us quickly take this call. Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening to you. Your name, where you're calling from?
Yeah, my name is Odele, and I'm calling from Manchester, United Kingdom.
All right. Odele, go ahead with your opinion. What can you say about what we're talking about today?
My opinion is that most times when I listen to you, I found out that you are passionate about building Nigeria and how you want Nigeria to be changed.
I think you got it wrong. I think you got it wrong in that aspect. Not building Nigeria. You are talking about the people called Nigerians. Nigeria is lost. get that point very clear. Nigeria is lost and gone. It has sunk.
Okay.
We are talking about the people trapped in Nigeria. That is my concern. Whether you are a Biafran, whether you are Oduduwa, whether you are Arewa, as long as you are trapped in Nigeria, Nigeria is happening to every one of us. So don't get that point very.
One simple, my simple idea or opinion is that anybody thinking that Nigeria will someday be turned around is making a great mistake. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Nigeria has decayed so much that it won't happen. Doesn't matter how you want to try it. I'll tell you one simple thing. If the worst come to the worst today and they try to remove Tinubu as the president of Nigeria, I can assure you that our brothers in the Yoruba area will automatically change and tell you no way, we're not moving. I don't know if you know that.
Of course, tribalism.
So that's the way it is. Then the same thing goes to the Hausa man. Upon everything Buhari did, they were still shouting, say Baba. So automatically, the idea of preaching this Nigerian unity, it doesn't exist. Most bloggers, if I'm to say, should go ahead and talk about regional government. Let people do and be in their regions. That's the only minimum that can save Nigeria. And we should come back. We're heading to the rocks. It's not going to happen.
We are on the same page.
The head is deep. The head is deep rooted. You can see people shouting obedience. Let's try and see if we can remove Tinubu now for the bad governance and see what will happen. It's a fact.
No, you are correct. No, but my brother, let me just jump in there a little bit. Now, we're having this discussion. Now, the time of Buhari, I know, say Baba. And what you just said is one of the biggest obstacles holding Nigerian people down. And the people who are introducing this division, divide and rule, are the politicians. Whereas the same politicians, they are united at the top.
Yeah.
You see them, they don't talk about their religion or their ethnicity when they are making your lives miserable at that upper echelon in power. But when they come out, they tell you that your problem is your Yoruba man. They will tell you, Igbo man, that your problem is a Hausa man. Hausa man, they will tell you your problem is your Yoruba man.
Even at some point, they are not united. Believe me. So at some point, they are not united when it comes to their
No. They cannot be united when it comes to their personal interest. When it comes to their personal interest.
So that is not united. If you watch how the so-called EFCC is doing this job, you find out that there's no unity among them.
They are just no. It's not about unity, brother. No, that one is not. It is politics. It is politics. It's not about unity. That's what I'm saying. It is about their personal interest or political interest. If tomorrow now Lukowa said he has jumped into APC, all of these things we no longer hear it. So it's just about politics and about his personal interest. So when we talk about unity, these people, they have only one political party. Their party is the party of personal interest. They have only one faith and religion. One God they worship, the God of corruption and impunity.
Okay.
They are all united in that area. So, but when it comes to the ordinary people in Nigeria, that's where we're having problem.
But that being said, let me leave that apart because I like discussing where I come from mostly. You see, when it comes to our own side, where I come from, I believe where you come from too. I kept wondering if we really understand, the political class in the East, do they really understand what's going on in Nigeria? Do they really understand at all what's going on in Nigeria?
They do.
You think they do?
Yeah, they are the ones that are orchestrating it. Or didn't you hear Tinubu when he said he's going to reduce the processing power of Nigerians? and expand the dragness of tax.
Tinubu said it.
They are very conscious of what they are doing.
Where we come from. Do they really understand political class? Do they understand what's going on in Nigeria at all?
Okay, you mean the people from the southeast, the politicians from the southeast?
The political class. Do they really understand?
Yes, they understand.
If they do, they will do things differently.
No. They understood it perfectly, but they are all pursuing their personal interest. They are all pursuing their own personal interest. Who will remain in power? Who will remain to Abuja? Who will get the biggest contract?
Which takes us back to square one that we are not Nigeria. Forget about Nigeria. Is not gonna it takes us back to where we started. Nigeria will never go in any way.
Okay, my brother. Now let us break it down. You know, you talked about tribalism in all of this. That all of these Bola blue Nigerians are receiving in the name of bad governance. Nothing will ever change because the people will never unite. You remember the time when they wanted to launch a protest and the Igbo said, no, we are not going to be part of it, which is justifiable, which we also propagated, that Igbos will not be part of it. Because tomorrow they will say it is Igbo rising because the P2B did not, is not the exactly. You know, and for that reason, Igbo stayed clear. But we saw the voices of many Emilocons who were in the past bought into the Emilocon and the Abadorian ethnic bigotry during that election. Today, they are the ones protesting. They are the one hunger is flogging Bulala. They are the ones.
And they want to drag anyone into it.
Of course. So if you look at it, now, you understand that now people are now beginning to outgrow their ethnicity. It is even good what is happening today, and it's not even accidental that Tinubu make use of that mantra, Emilocon, Awalocon, Yoruba Locon, and the rest of them, to tell them he is using ethnic bigotry as a way of canvassing for vote for election, and people fall for it. Despite the fact that he didn't win, we are not writing that one off, because majority of Yoruba people voted against Tinubu, that he even lost in his own local government. So we don't keep that aside and not give those people benefit of doubt and credibility. Because when you talk about bad people in Yoruba land, you have the same bad people in Igbo land. You have the same bad people in the north. Everywhere, equally distributed.
You know, I mentioned that if you really want to move him out there, they will turn around. You know, I said that.
Yes.
Now that he's in power already, if you try to do anything now, you find out that those who really voted against him will not take you nowhere. That's the point I'm making.
Okay, yes. Those that voted against him, to be honest with you, I think Nigeria have expressed their frustration and have tried to protest against this bad governance clearly. To say
anyway,
we are not.
Let's leave it at that.
Now to the solution. The solution moving forward, we made mention of regional government, and I have said it many times. That is the irreducible minimum that will save Nigerians from Nigeria. I keep saying and using that. You know, people misconstrue my stand. They see me as one Nigerianist, especially our people, the Biafran enthusiasts, who think they are more Biafran than me. Me, that is, if I'm working, people call me Biafra. I still carry even the BVI channel 1. I still make proud to say. And people, these guys, they avoid us because they know our resolve. They know we carry the genuine spirit of Biafra.
I know. We are all Biafra.
Okay? Even if, you know, let me tell you something. Something happened. Somebody said that. She said, Chinedu, even if you like, paint green, white, green on your body and be rolling about everywhere, they will know that.
I think I will leave it here now.
Okay.
Let's call it a day.
All right. So they will tell you that. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. So, like what I'm saying, even if I rub myself green, white, green on my body, they will still call me Biafra because they know the true spirit of Biafra is in me. It's not about sentiment. The irreducible minimum to save Nigerians from Nigeria is regional government. There is no two ways about it. There is no two ways about it. Regional government or nothing. Okay? That is the only thing that can save Nigerians from Nigeria. And the last caller who called in all the way from United Kingdom made that elaborately clear. And let's quickly check on our viewers on the Facebook. Then if there are no calls coming in, we'll call it a day. We know we've exhausted our time for today. But don't forget that this is BVI Channel 1, and the matters are arising. We come every evening live on this program to inform, sensitize, and also engage the people so that their voice will be heard with respect to what is happening around them. And on Facebook, we appreciate the fact those who are watching there. Johnson Moloku is a regular viewer. Daniel, Eze, Obi, Amamchuku, every one of you, we appreciate you for joining this live program. Oko Ndidi, we appreciate you all for joining this live interactive section. We hope you come back again every time we are live. And don't forget to keep sharing our content. If you are on Facebook, please follow us there. If you are on Instagram, please also follow us there. If you are on TikTok, of which I believe many of you are, please also follow us there. Follow us there so that we'll extend our life towards that area in order to expand this campaign and awareness to millions of our people, young, active Nigerians on that platform, to spread the message, because the solution of Nigeria lies heavily on Nigerians. Before I wrap it up, let me refresh your mind on what we talked about today. The focus for our today's program, the focus for our today's matters arising, beginning with what Peter Obi said during his time in the campaign 2023 with respect to power, and also what Tinubu said with respect to power. By the time you compare the two, you will understand the hopelessness of Nigeria today, the renewed hopelessness Nigeria is going through today. And when I come back, we'll wrap it up. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. Well, I think the studio is having it, not getting it right. I think there is a mix-up there. I want you to bring up the video of Peter Obi, where he was speaking at the Chatham House. All right? We want you to bring it forward so that those who are joining us for the first time, I don't know, somebody's calling, but I don't think he wants to make an opinion on this program. But before we take that, if we are going to take that call, I think we've taken the last call. Get me the first video from the reference one, and so that we can get along with this program tonight.
In terms of economy, continent,
5 to 6,000.
5 to 6,000. That's been 5 to 6,000. Sorry. And South Africa, the second biggest economy, 60 million people, generates about 40 to 50,000. And South Africa, in the past 3 months, have declared emergency in power and said anybody can generate up to 100 megawatts without license. So somebody who is 60 million, generating about over 40,000, declared emergency. What do you think somebody with 2 million people generating 5 to 6,000 will do? War. I'm going to declare war on power, and I'll solve it. Anybody who stands on the way, so be it.
The transmission line is a super highway for generated electricity and power. They could not even make a down payment for a roasted corn for that electricity.
That is it, my people. Thank you for watching, and that is where we'll be wrapping it up on today's Matters Arising. Make out your time. The discussion will continue on the comment section. In case you're just coming in for the first time or coming across our platform for the first time, this is BVI Channel 1, where we tell you undiluted truth, molding opinion that will better our society. And we are up and live every evening from 6 p.m. so that we will give you a voice, so that you'll be able to have an opinion and voice it out to shape our society for good. We are here to unite the people for good governance and end the impunity of Nigeria. You know, I've always said, you have to end this impunity in Nigeria to save lives. Many people are dying every day, even far worse than what is happening in Gaza or between Russia and their brothers. Okay? So I can tell you that Nigeria is becoming more dangerous to survive because of bad governance. And there is only one hope: if the people can unite. And that is what we are doing from this platform. Please keep in touch with us every evening. And on Friday, we do GGM hour, the same time, on the same platform, BVI Channel 1, across our social media handles. On Facebook, you can follow us there. On Instagram, we are streaming live there as well. We are also up and running on our backup YouTube channel, BVI Channel 1 Plus. And of course, on this very one, which you may be watching from whatever platform or area you're watching from, please keep in touch with us. Follow us and be part of this growth and big family GGM is providing for the people. I still remain Asuchina Peters, the advocate for good governance, saying good night and bye-bye for now.
That transmission line is a super highway for generated electricity and power. They could not even make a down payment for a roasted corn for that electricity.
South Africa, the second biggest economy, 60 million people, generates about 40 to 50,000. And South Africa in the past 3 months have declared emergency in power. So somebody who is 60 million, generating about over 40,000, declared emergency. What do you think somebody with 2 million people generating 5 to 6,000 will do? War. I'm going to declare war on power.